In the year 2015, Europe opened the gates. Over 1 million people, mostly from war-torn Syria, Iraq, Afghanistan, and parts of Africa, crossed into the European Union. It was the largest wave of migration the continent had seen since World War II. But what if that door had stayed shut? In our timeline, German Chancellor Angela Merkel famously declared, "Wir schaffen das." We can manage this. But in an alternate 2015, EU leaders act differently. They lock down borders. Greece is supported with naval reinforcements. Hungary never opens its railways. Boats crossing the Mediterranean are intercepted and returned. No quota system. No Dublin regulation loopholes. No mass asylum pipelines through Turkey or Libya. The message from Europe: this is not your destination. Without mass migration, Europe looks different, politically, culturally, even emotionally. The rise of populist parties like Alternative for Deutschland, Marine Le Pen's National Rally, and Geert Wilders' PVV, likely slower. The Brexit campaign loses one of its most powerful weapons: immigration anxiety. No infamous migrant crime headlines. No Cologne New Year's incident. Fewer terror attacks linked to open-door asylum processing. Tensions in cities like Malmö, Paris, or Berlin's Neukölln district. Less pressure, less backlash. But not everyone is pleased. Southern Europe loses out on new workers. NGOs cry foul. The international press accuses the EU of turning its back on human suffering. So where do the migrants go? Turkey, already hosting millions, becomes overwhelmed. Jordan, Lebanon, and Libya turn into massive refugee containment zones, underfunded and unstable. The Global South accuses Europe of hypocrisy, preaching human rights while outsourcing the refugee burden. Tensions rise at the UN. Meanwhile, EU foreign policy pivots hard towards stability, funding authoritarian regimes just to keep people in place. The public feels safer, but the world grows colder. Without the migration crisis, the EU might be more united. No bickering over quotas, no Hungary, Poland defiance. Social cohesion remains intact in many Western cities. Crime rates? Potentially lower. Far-right extremism? Weaker, without the backlash fuel. But with aging populations and a shrinking workforce, economies in Germany, Italy, and Spain begin to slowly stall. And morally, the soul of Europe starts to shift, no longer the beacon of hope, just a fortress of order and fear. So what if Europe never opened the gates in 2015? It might be richer in security, but poorer in purpose. More stable, but less compassionate. Safer streets, fewer riots, but also fewer chances for reinvention. Sometimes the cost of saying no isn't what you keep out, it's what you never become. Axis of maybe, because history isn't fixed, it's full of doors we chose to open or close.